All right, a very good evening. Welcome down again to Soft TV, the singer-songwriter series. Your man FGL here. I'm back again after all these months, speech impediment and all. But it's cool. We have a bumper series, bumper episode tonight, 4 artists. And right now, we want to feature one of the best of the new up-and-coming artists in Singapore. Please put your hands together and welcome Eileen Chai.
sun margin, what I want, my own driver, my own guide. Remind myself, enjoy the ride.
All right, Eileen Chai. Welcome back, Eileen. It's great to have you back on Self TV. And what was the title of that song, actually? You. That's right. Take your time. Take your time. Yeah.
The title of this song was called Enjoy the Ride.
Enjoy the ride.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Enjoy the Ride is about how when we go through our life, we try to reach our certain life goals, want to achieve excellence, want to fulfill our dreams. In the process, we do have to remember to enjoy the process, enjoy the ride.
I see. I see.
Yeah, and this song is actually inspired by the book that I wrote recently.
Good.
Yeah.
We'll touch on that a little bit
Yeah.
more. So, tell us from the start, how did you get into the music scene?
Okay. I started music when I was probably about 4 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I
okay.
picked up the violin when I was 4, and
Right.
I got to know more of the pop music, the rock, soft rock, hard rock,
Okay.
through my brothers actually. My brothers, Daniel Chai as well as Christopher Chai.
Okay.
So, and Daniel Chai, he's actually one of our professional musicians as well.
Alright.
So both my brothers, they really inspired me when I was very young.
Okay.
And Daniel, being a guitarist now, I always see him, bringing his guitar to the living room, watching TV and, strumming his guitar even when, he's having a relaxing time. But he enjoys it. So in that sense, he inspired me. Then when I got to 9 years old, I started to train in China. So training in China at that point in time was a bit lonely because I didn't have that many friends that I could actually talk to. So I have my brothers, Daniel and Christopher, as well as a few of my pen pals. They would actually prepare me cassette tapes of my favorite songs,
Wow,
or even their
okay.
favorite songs. They will introduce to me new songs that they've heard on the radio, and they will put it into cassette tapes. Well, at that point in time, it's all cassette tapes, right? So, so they actually
Well,
mailed
I
it to me in
remember those,
China.
yeah, I do.
Exactly.
I'm 24, but I remember those.
Yeah. Then after that, I left sports when I was 16. So after that, I was wondering what would I want to do with my life, because suddenly without training, you have a lot of spare time in your hands. So
Coming
one day,
back to sports just for a little bit.
Sure.
So I understand you represented Singapore in.
I started when I was 7, so that was my first Southeast Asian Games.
Right,
Then
right.
yeah,
Gymnastics.
yeah, that's right.
And
Yeah.
also athletics later on? Or?
Yeah. So at 7, I represented Singapore then for gymnastics.
Right.
7, 9, 11, and 13 years old, I represented Singapore in gymnastics. Then thereafter, it was athletics, then springboard diving.
Was it a big thrill to be in the Singapore contingent and
I guess especially when you are young as 7 or 9 years old, to you, playing sports is really just a game. Yeah, so it
So
was
no
really
pressure,
Yeah,
relax
no
and-
pressure at all, no pressure at
Okay,
all.
okay.
But of course, after a while, especially when I turned 9, I realized that I needed to improve more on my skills. So
Okay.
that was when I decided that I needed to get a bit more serious. Yeah, so that was when I got approval from my parents and the support as well to go to China to train. Yeah, so when I was 9.
Okay. So and after that, no thoughts of really pursuing sports on a more serious level, or
Oh yeah, so when I started training in China, that was the start of the serious training.
Right,
yeah, so that I could really improve in my sports.
Right.
Yeah.
So coming back from sports back to the music thing,
Yep.
how did it all become serious? I see that you're gigging a lot with friends of mine,
Yeah.
Smokey
Yeah, Kelvin.
and Kelvin. A lot of my
It was really fun.
Yeah. And you're doing a lot of gigs and whatnot. I see, through your Facebook posts and all that. So how's it been so far? Are you enjoying the ride, or how
Yeah,
things?
definitely. I guess because coming from sports background, whereby my sports has always been pretty individualistic. So for music, whereby you can actually collaborate with a lot of musicians, and then you come up with very different sounds and different, even lyrics writing, right? You can come up with very different lyrics to just portray the feelings that you have at a point in time. That's truly amazing.
Yeah, I mean, because I saw that you're working with Calvin Smokey.
That's
I
right.
was wondering, okay, how are you gonna fit in a fiddle into that blues thing? Would you mind playing a couple of blues licks on your fiddle? let me I gotta
Maybe
see.
before I do that, I guess Kelvin has been very encouraging because he was the one who actually invited me to start jamming with him at Crazy Elephant, Blue Jazz, and of course the Southern Jazz Club, and now the Hoo Ha at Arab Street.
Right.
So yeah, it's been quite fun, and because he has actually been doing blues for a long time.
Yeah,
so he's very experienced. He
He's
has
from
a lot
my
of ideas.
generation, yeah. So although he's 57 and I'm 24, so yeah.
Everybody is young at heart, so that's great.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so he has been very encouraging because with all his ideas and his knowledge in blues is very refreshing to hear what he has to say about blues and the people that he actually introduced to us, myself as well, who we should listen to, just to look at some of the leaks and all that.
So what, do you play pentatonic scales or?
Yeah, but sometimes because being a violinist, I don't really follow really blues style. So if you hear it, sometimes there's a little bit of classical tune to it, so that it's a bit different rather than just following the guitar style. Yeah, that's why.
Good. And you're having fun doing all these gigs and
Yeah, definitely. Because once everybody is together with the same mind, with the same brain frequency, you just get together and you can just make music together.
Yeah, that's
that's
great,
fantastic.
yeah. Especially when the band clicks together and it's all
Yeah.
going on there. And so I see you have a fantastic setup. I'm sure the camera, we had a shot. Can we get another shot of it? Wow, you wanna walk us through the setup, or what do you use?
Sure, but I won't be using the mic then. I'll just
You can just
Okay,
You want to hold a
just
violin for you,
briefly
or?
mention it
Yeah.
then. Okay, but before
So
I
this is-
introduce this, I would like to mention that how I got into this. Obviously, this setup is actually for live looping.
All right.
So how I got into live looping was because few years back I wanted to create my own music. So I wanted to have my own style. I wanted to share with people how I feel at that point in time through music. So I really didn't know how I could do it. I only know that I bought this. This was my first set at the Boss ME25. So
That's a guitar effect, right?
yeah. So I started using this. Then I realized that it says loop, so that means I can create layers. Okay, so I started creating layers through this. Then I wanted to, because I did play a bit of keyboard, so I wanted to actually loop my keyboard so that I can have some bass lines and all that, so that I can then create a little bit more layers using my violin or create different sound effects using a mic. Then I can play over using my violin. But it has, at that point in time, I already knew that there were a bit of limitations because of what I wanted to achieve. This is good, but what I wanted to achieve, this have a little bit of limitation. So what I wanted to do was actually to put all the cables for the keyboard, my mic and the violin through this system. So I went to Sim Lim Tower and tried to find an adapter that has 3, jacks that I could actually put it through. So I actually tried with 2 first, but it couldn't work. So I was quite devastated.
Full of DIY involved.
Then after that, because I was still in doing a lot of corporate work, I was still holding a full-time job, and then my work got a little bit busy.
Okay.
So that was at the back of my mind. Then one day when I was surfing through the YouTube, I then saw this interview on Randolph Areola. Yeah, exactly. So then he was actually creating layers and loops, and I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. But how did he even find gadgets to set up? I was like just blown away by the interview. So then I realized through the interview that he's actually Singaporean. He's actually staying in Singapore and gigging at one of the pubs in Singapore as well. So I actually went to stalk him. And yes, I stalked him.
Something I never knew about.
Okay. But I guess he has a good EQ, and we started to chat about it, and then he was very generous enough to actually show me how to set up a rig that I could actually do live looping. So this setup was actually advised by Randolph Areola, and through this I started to be able to do loops. Yeah.
I see that you got Eventide as well.
Yeah, so basically what I have here is the Eventides here are basically to create the various sound effects. So like just now for Enjoy the Ride, there was one part whereby there was like sparkly, starry kind of sound that came from the space here. Yeah, so this basically gives the effects. Here the boomerang is rank 3 as well as its sidecar. I call it the sidekick because this sidecar complements the rank 3. So these are my loopers, and this looper has 4 channels. Then this Boss ME25, it actually only has one function, although it's a huge gadget here. Its function is only to act as my volume pedal. Yeah, but it has been with me for so long that I just can't bear to put it out. This rig it was my first pedal effect. Then I have my mic mechanic. My mic mechanic is for my vocals, so that I can have this breathy vocals kind of sound effect, which I wanted to simulate like Sigur Rós sound. Yeah, then of course this is my mixer, just to control the entire volume.
And you have a phaser there as well? Phrase sampler.
Phrase sampler, yeah. So these two are the loopers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty impressive setup.
Yeah, thanks to Randolph.
Yeah. I tell you honestly, my personal setup is the size of your ME25. I use the ME30 Boss as well.
Yeah, I guess it's very it's different priorities. Of course, if I started without actually approaching Randolph, I probably would have a different setup. But I was really impressed by what Randolph was doing. So and what he has actually advised, or the tips that he has given, and I really like this kind of sound. But I can say that I probably will change the sound over time, because with this sound, what I'm doing now is very inspirational. Towards more of the emo kind of sound. Yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
It's very different, definitely. But I probably want to actually do something more of a happier kind of sound, happier kind of songs as well. So over time, I'll see what I can do with the rig. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and I believe that you've got a book out as well. So we
can
get a shot of it.
Yeah.
Free
Teach Your Life for Life. Thank you.
That's Teach a Life for Life.
Yeah.
Eileen, you want to tell us a bit more about this book?
Yeah, so Teach Your Life for Life book contains my life journey through sports and music. Why I wrote this book, because firstly, I wanted people to reflect on the life lessons that I've learned. Yeah, to reflect on the life lessons that I've learned, so that each and every one can reflect on our own lives, so that we can actually better our present and our future. And of course, it also serve to thank the people who have actually helped me through my journey in sports and music, because I do realize that, especially for my mom, it was also because of my mom that I got to realize that whenever we want to reach our milestones, whatever that we are doing, it's not just our own effort. It takes the effort of everybody. Just like how we have yourself doing the MC, we have Leslie helping out with the videography, as well as James, so to actually set up this soft TV. I mean, it's not just our own effort; it's everybody's effort. Yeah, it's collaborative.
So basically, you're talking about paying it forward.
Yes, exactly. So the outcome of this book is actually to encourage people to share their life stories, pass it forward.
Beautiful.
Yeah, their life lessons learned, so that we can help each other to better the lives of others.
Where is the book available for purchase?
At all major bookstores. And it's also on my website as well, so you can order online. So my website is eileenchai.com, EILENCHAI.com.
It's great. It's great. Okay. And there's another thing, I remember I was in hospital recently.
That's right.
I was lying in bed with my eyes closed. And I don't know why, I just happened to open my eyes. And suddenly I saw, what's this angelic figure coming towards me? And she got closer. That was Eileen Chai coming to see me in hospital with me and all the tubes and all the...
it wasn't easy for you.
Yeah, and I really like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming to see me. You really picked up my spirits for the day.
Thank you. It was actually
Valari.
It was actually Valari, the drummer, who actually told me about you.
I had a lot of musicians who came. I think so many. I couldn't get any rest, in fact. But I really appreciate it.
I'm glad to see you here today. It's amazing shape. It's amazing. You look so fresh.
30 kilos.
Okay.
I'm not 100% yet, but I'm strong enough to gig. Just did a gig last night, and so that's great.
Yeah, music does wonders.
Oh yeah, definitely keeps you young as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's see. You've talked about the looping thing. You've talked your pastimes. I'm sure you've got time for diving.
Diving. I used to do springboard diving, but those sports were pretty much competitive, so I've stopped competitive sports.
Right.
But for leisure, I will actually go running, cycling. Usually for cycling, I'll be cycling with my husband Ben, who also wrote the lyrics.
Can we get a shot of him? No. His Ben is your husband stroke Rudy. Let's get a shot of Ben. Let's just say hi to everybody. There you go.
Look
and that's.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, that's Ben.
Thank you.
So, how long have you guys been married?
Just slightly half a year. Yeah, just slightly over half the year.
Okay. So, congratulations in order.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So he also wrote the lyrics for Enjoy the Ride.
Oh, your next song.
The first song that I sang.
Enjoy the Ride. Okay. And what's the title of your next song?
The title of the next song is it's called Reborn. Okay. So Reborn, just rewind a bit. So for Enjoy the Ride, the music production was actually done by a mix of people.
Right.
It was actually done by Ben, my husband, as well as Leonard from Resonance Audio and Patrick Chung.
Paddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Mentioning a lot of my old friends.
So Paddy actually did it at his Tom's Loft. Yeah, the recording was done there, and then the mixing as well. So it was a collaborative effort.
Has it been released yet on?
Yes, is all the 3 songs, which is part of the EP, is actually can be found on my website.
Okay.
Yeah, so the release of this song is actually just streaming through the website. Yeah, I'm not even really selling it or even putting it into physical form. It's all digital. Yeah, to me, I guess because it's my first EP, I thought I still have a long way to go to make it good. So and I really enjoyed the process of it. So I thought just share it with people.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom line. End of the day, the bottom line is you gotta enjoy yourself.
Exactly.
So do you want to tell us about the next song that you're gonna do for us?
Yes. So before the next song, so there's one. The song that I'm not going to sing today is called Spread Your Wings. So Spread Your Wings, the lyrics was actually written by Kevin Matthews.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had one session with him before when he actually released his own album called Emo Fascism. Right. So Kevin Matthews wrote the lyrics and the music production was done by Ben. This piece of music would actually be put into a music video. So it will be released few months down the road. So for people who wants to actually keep track of the music video, you can actually access the Facebook Teach Your Life for Life. Yeah, so the last song,
Okay.
which is called Reborn. Reborn, the lyrics is actually written by this lady called Y.W. Lee. She was actually part of the National Library Board singer-songwriter series. So she's really an up-and-coming singer-songwriter. She
Okay.
writes both English as well as Mandarin lyrics.
Right.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to actually have lyrics written, I think we can actually look for her. Why?
Alright.
Because those lyrics for this piece of music was actually pretty challenging, because the way most of the time the lyrics are written is a certain structure. But for this song, I wanted more to be less picture painting, but really something that is more tangible. So
Alright.
she really had to change the style of writing, and she got it. So she really put in the time and effort to do
Okay.
it. Yeah, and so this song Reborn is actually about how we may sometimes blame others for our own predicament. Yeah, so but when we self-reflect, we realize that there are certain life details that, in our life, that when we harness it in a positive way, it can actually make our lives better.
I see.
Yeah, so, and once we are able to find that happiness, that we will be able to see things brighter. We see rainbows of colors of life. Yeah, and then we are reborn.
That's a beautiful and optimistic and beautiful.
Yeah, and it's all inspired by the Teach Your Life for Life book.
That's great. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're gonna get ready, do you need a minute to set up or
No, I probably need a few seconds.
few
though.
seconds?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All you softies out there, I certainly hope you're enjoying the session so far. I know I am. All of us are. I can see James nodding and tapping his head to me. I can see Leslie having her dinner over there as well and enjoying the music as well. Let's put it together. Second time out tonight for Eileen Chai. Reborn.
questions with no answers. Some roads you need to take. Lessons you learn to make. You will fall, but you will rise. See the light. You are reborn. Bright colors fill the sky. Rainbows smile and shine. When all has become right, every night.
Wonderful stuff. It's been such a pleasure having you on the show this evening, and it's fantastic. Okay, we're gonna have to wrap things up soon, but last shout out. Do you have any shout out to anybody out there that you wanna say hi to on?
I guess I have two more things that I'd like to actually mention.
Please. Yeah, great.
And one is that I would like to actually encourage people, anybody out there, to email me to teachaliveforlife@gmail.com to share your life story so that we can pass forward our life lessons learned.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm actually starting to create a platform with blog stories of people who are actually willingly sharing their life stories and the lessons learned. And from this, I actually want to transform it into songs. So I actually want to start collaborating with musicians to transform
I'm
all the
waiting to work
various.
with you, definitely.
Let's do that together.
Okay.
So that we can instead of just reading the lessons learned, we can actually listen to the songs with the lessons learned. So I think that will give people a different perspective. And second thing that I'd like to mention is that wherever you are, we should always try to be, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are doing it already, but it's just the awareness. Sometimes we need to have that, even for myself, that we need to be grateful with the things that we have, because it's always a collaborative effort to reach our goals in life.
Very well said indeed.
So
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the sounds of Eileen Chai for the last half an hour or so. And we're going to knock it out right now, but stay tuned because we've got the sounds of Kill Teddy coming on later on. Peace and out.